everybody. Welcome. Thank you guys for being patient and for all your love and support during this time of my family's taking time to grieve. I definitely appreciate you guys being patient with me, taking a bit of a break from my videos here. So we're gonna kind of jump back to it, because I feel like that's what my brother-in-law would want. Definitely for life to keep moving on. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start with, I think I got numbers here. So we'll see what numbers come forward. These might be birth dates for you. This might have to do with an address or an important date in your life. 20, 15, 19. The month of July popped out as well. I'm going to grab a few more before I get going with the letters here too, and I'll add some of those as well. Let's see. We have 2, 12, 3, 29, and October. Okay, we're going to grab some letters too. We'll see how many will fit in here. Allow them to come forward. Something that's going to be meaningful. You're going to know if this is meant for you. Q and I. D, I, and Q. Okay, we're going to get going with the oracle cards. So if any of these numbers, these letters, the months, if they resonate with you, this is going to be a more personal message for you. It's just sort of that affirmation that your spirit guides are stepping forward to connect with my cards today to bring you a message. Horn cactus resourcefulness. I'll tell you the distinct impression that I get from these cards. I do see the word karma, but not in a negative way. I feel like you've had to go through a period of, like this horn cactus, this being resourceful, having to rely on yourself, perhaps having to rebuild after something didn't go as planned. I do feel like all this hard work is about to start paying off, especially in that whale song and that resonating. I do feel a bigger presence than what we can see and what we can feel around us. This is something that's seen your hard work, and this is something that's doing its best on its side of things to be able to bring rewards forward. And these might be in the form of opportunities. This could be in the form of maybe even a person stepping forward in your life or coming into your life. Lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. I do feel like you've had to learn some pretty hard fucking lessons from whatever this was. I feel like part of it did have to do, I do feel like there was a relationship here. This did have to do with a person that you were dealing with, but whether this was a romance or in a workplace, I'm not entirely sure. I'll pull more cards, but I do feel like there was another person's energy involved in this that you had to wind up healing from, you had to learn lessons from, and you had to move forward from. Dragon sword. Empty well. This was like a situation where you worked hard to give and give and give, and whoever this other person was, they sort of just took. They took and they kept for themselves. They definitely took advantage of your nature, of your wanting to nurture, of your wanting to work hard, of your wanting to develop something and find some sort of stability and build. And they sort of just took for themselves without giving back until you wound up with like this empty well. And there was nothing left to give. And there was a time where you needed to be able to replenish yourself without this person around. Obstacles. This card did come out in reverse. I always make a point of shuffling these so they don't come out in reverse. I think that's quite odd. But the wall. This is like, this person was like an anchor. This person was like a weight. They were somebody who was holding you back from being able to find an abundance that you really want in life, because they were someone who was just a taker. Because they were someone who was just a taker, it was like this person had to be removed from your life to allow that space for you to grow, right? So that there wasn't anything siphoning that off. We do have heart, home, compassion. I feel like in a way you felt sorry for whoever this was. I'll tell you what I mean by that. If this is romance, this would be somebody who probably had some shadow work to do, but you could see within them they had the potential to be a good person. If this was somebody in a work situation, again, you would see that they were in a situation where they needed a little bit extra help. They just needed somebody to sort of step up and give them a hand, give them a little boost. But they took advantage of that. And that's what I can see in these cards, is they were like this dragon's horde. They were somebody who just took and took and took, and this, like, they mistook your kindness for weakness, instead of recognizing what a beautiful quality that is to find in another person, because let's face it, these days sometimes that can be pretty hard to find in another human being. I do feel like they absolutely abused that instead of appreciating it for what it was. Repairing the veil. I feel like you would like an apology. I feel like you've been hoping for an apology to come forward throughout this entire process of having to sort of rebuild and having to heal. I do feel like that's been something that you feel has been lacking, having this person come forward, having this person say, I'm sorry. I don't think they're going to do it. I don't see them doing that. Whatever's going on with this person who you had to deal with, this person has shadow work to do. This person has baggage. And I do feel a duality in this Woodwife card, this adaptability. I do feel to some degree it speaks to that other energy that you had to deal with in this person. This person sort of going from one situation to another, doing this dragon horde behavior, this taking without giving anything back. Because they don't really know how to give back, or it's easier to just take, because it's all their own shit that they haven't dealt with. And they might not even recognize that it's something that has to be dealt with. They might be a little bit unaware of that. But this is somebody who sort of does this as a pattern. So they'll go to the next situation or the next person. They'll do the same thing. But I do believe in a way this speaks to you as well. And having to be able to adapt and to change. Like recognize that this person was not going to be able to give you that even give and take. That for your own sanity, your own peace of mind, your own peace of heart, it was something that you had to step away from and move on and move forward. Detox. Yeah, you definitely detox from having this person around. This person, see, I had a couple cards that want to come out in reverse. Same with the straddling worlds, which is wandering between realms. This is like, this person kind of had you kind of like on the fence, or like, I can feel it. I'm trying to bring it forward in words. It's like you never knew where you stood with them. They kind of tell you a couple different things. This is like, if this was romance, this would be breadcrumbing. This will be like, oh, I'll marry you, but first this has to happen. And then when that happens, you're like, okay, let's get married. They're like, you know what? I will marry you. But first I need this to happen. It's like continuing, like you never know where you stand. You never feel like you got some solid ground with whoever this person is. Spirit of the river. Feel like they're flaky. This is somebody who you can't count on. This is somebody who moves from situation just to be able to obtain something that's going to work for them, right? It's like always taking, never really wanting to give back. This was somebody you had to detox from. This was somebody you had to step away from because it was someone who couldn't contribute to your life. It was someone who was only going to like siphon and take from you. Well, we're going to grab some tarot cards and we're going to find more clarification about what's going on in this situation, who this person was, what happened, and where you're at now. I would like to know. 8 of Pentacles. Like I said, I feel like you had to learn some hard lessons in this situation about probably setting boundaries, recognizing red flags, and being able to sort of see those red flags and then act on them right away, instead of being like, you know, maybe this person will come around, maybe they'll see the light. Because I think you saw what this person could be, and whatever this relationship with them had the potential to be in the future. And I do feel like that's why you stuck it out for probably longer than at this point. Looking back now, you wish, you would have. But I do feel like your heart was in the right place. And I do feel like to a degree they deceived you, because they told you, it was kind of like what you wanted to hear. This is what I was feeling in the straddling worlds, like the breadcrumbing. Just give you enough to keep you going, to keep you doing what you're doing, to keep you helping them out. Yeah, even in that 9 of Cups, I see like this is somebody who sort of does what feels good for them without really considering the ramifications to the people around them. And it's a cycle, it's a pattern of behavior for this person that they will repeat if they haven't started repeating it already. The Magician card. I do feel like they try to manipulate people into getting what they want. Always juggling someone, always, telling them what they want to hear, give them just enough of what they want before pulling back again. It's just like I just see round and round in cycles, and you never get anywhere. Just when you think you've made a bit of progress, it's like 2 or 3 steps back. Over and over and over again, I feel that in these cards. The High Priestess. Yeah, I feel like your intuition was throwing up red flags too while this was going on. But like I said, it was like you saw the potential of who this person could be and what this relationship with them could be if they could become that person. And that's sort of what kept you going. That's what kept you going. It's like, you know, I see the good times. I see that when they have their shit together, when they make an effort, or, you know, they put in that effort to give back, I see that things are good. But it's like this person just lives this cycle over and over again. This was never going to actually progress past a certain point. This is not something that they have to give. It's not something that they're capable of bringing forward in a relationship. If you find that this person is doing this with somebody now and progressing in a relationship, just know that dysfunctional cycle exists. You're just not seeing it. This person hasn't changed. This person has a lot of shadow work to do to figure out why they do the breadcrumbing. See, I feel like they started fights too. Like just when you guys would be getting along, just when things would be going good, they would like find a reason to throw a wrench in it, find something that was not going right, or create a situation in which arguments would start. It was emotional manipulation. I see that in the King of Cups. It was emotional manipulation. It was to try and keep a hold on you. It was trying to keep you off balance, because it gave them a level of control when you were off balance. They were like two different faces. I see it in this Emperor, this King of Cups. This King of Cups is like, this is a darker manipulative force. And then in this Emperor, I see somebody who's noble, somebody who's more stand up, right? Like it was like you were getting two different sides. The breadcrumbing, when they give, they'd be like this Emperor. And then the switch would flip, because it'd be like making too much progress and everyone's too fucking happy. So let's take it back. Let's cause some fights. Let's cause a big fucking shit show. And it's kind of like that's what they did to be able to push you away. To push you away. And all you tried to do was build with them. You tried to build a legacy with them, build a life with them. This is somebody who you wanted to definitely invest in emotionally. I do feel like you did to a degree as well. But it was like the entire relationship was built around them keeping you in this Eight of Swords, where like you're sort of stuck. You're sort of stuck in this emotional manipulation. You're stuck in the empty promises, the broken promises, the lies. It was like, for you to be able to find this Nine of Pentacles energy, this happiness, this abundance, this moving forward, you had to turn your own wheel of fortune. You had to bring something to an end, and you had to move in a way that was true to you. And that was being able to sever ties from whoever this person is, because this person is not somebody you can build a legacy with. This person was not somebody who you were going to find abundance with, because like I said, they're just not capable. They are just not capable. They're still living in this shadow side. They're still hiding out. I feel like this person might have even cheated or been looking elsewhere. I feel like they might be in a relationship now that may be even looking towards, no, that's what it is. They're pulling the same promises of marriage on somebody new. That's what's going on here. So if this person cheated and left you for a third party, they're pulling the same shit on the third party. If this relationship just came to an end, this person has taken up with someone new, and this cycle is starting again. And whoever they're with right now is unaware that this is a cycle. They don't realize what you realize, because they haven't put in enough time to see that this is a pattern of behavior. A Lover's card, Two of Swords. I do feel like see, you had to make a choice here. You had to see it for what it was, that it was never going to be what this person was promising. These promises were empty. They were never going to be fulfilled. There was like a need to be able to move on and move forward and cut ties and leave this behind, leave the past behind. Three of Pentacles. I still feel learning hard lessons in this Three of Pentacles. I also feel something else. I feel like, I do feel your energy, and I do feel that you think about this person, probably in not such a nice way, because they did hurt you. I feel like you need to know that this person is, like I said, they're living this cycle over again with somebody else. They lived it with somebody before you showed up, and they're going to keep going until they do their shadow work. So this This has nothing to do with you. This has nothing to do with you. This is their baggage. This is their BS. And as long as you sort of internalize it, it's almost like you're taking it on yourself. And you don't need their crap. You really don't. You know, that beautiful, caring, giving, kindness side of you needs to be able to shine through. And hanging on to what happened with whoever this person is, this king energy that's coming forward, is only like keeping that beauty from shining through. Temperance. Like there is a need to sort of let go of things here. There is a need to recognize that, like I said, this wasn't like your fault. This wasn't anything that you did wrong. This was whatever this person had going on, and that they just didn't have it in them to give. This is all that they have to give for whatever reason, for whatever dysfunction this person has going on in their heart, their mind, and their soul. What they did with you, that cycle that they lived, that is literally all that they have to offer to anybody in a relationship. They can't give you what you need. They were kind of just wasting your time without even realizing. I don't think this person even realizes it. So I do feel like there's this need to sort of let go of this. There's a need to heal. There's a need to move forward and recognize that, you know, if you still want a relationship, if you are still looking for love, when you are ready, you will find somebody, but you have to make space in your heart by being able to heal from this, because this is only holding you back. Queen of Cups. I get a very positive vibe off of this Two of Cups. It sits somewhere in your future when you're ready for it. An even give and take relationship, somebody who's going to recognize how loving and caring and giving you are. And somebody who can help you to fill your emotional cup, and like vice versa, which is something this other person couldn't do for you. But I do feel like this sits somewhere in your future. But there's a need to sever ties with this king energy from the past. And to recognize this person was a player, this person was dysfunctional, this person is... like I said, they got baggage. They got mega baggage that they have to deal with. That's not on you. It has nothing to do with you. Their baggage existed before you ever showed up. And you couldn't fix them. There's nothing that you did wrong. You know, like this person has to sort out their own shit. So it's time to sort of sever ties with that, to let that go and to start looking forward to the future and enjoying your life for the future. The Chariot card, even the Chariot card says it. And right next to the Six of Swords, it's time to move on and move forward. It's time to allow your heart to heal and not let this person hold you back in life. Don't give them that power anymore to hold on to any of your emotions or your energy. There's a real need to let go here and move on. The Seven of Wands says it too, and the Ten of Swords. It's like having this relationship come to an end, even though it was disappointing and it was absolutely hurtful, and it probably broke your heart and made you very frustrated and very sad because you put so much into it. It was actually for your benefit, because this person could never reciprocate. They could never give you what you wanted and what you needed in a relationship. And having them in your life was actually taking up space where they didn't belong, so that person who does belong in your life couldn't show up. There was no room for them. So it was like the best thing that could have happened, even though it was shitty, having this person's energy gone from your life so that you could move on and you could move forward. And I feel like the cards are definitely encouraging that, and definitely sort of bringing that encouragement to love life again, to let go of this, to heal your heart, and to open back up to life again. Even if you don't want to open up to romance right away, just not letting this weigh heavy on you anymore, not letting this be in your heart, in your mind, in your soul. You don't need that crap. This person's had enough of your time. They've taken up enough of your energy. They've wasted enough of your emotions. There's no need to give them any more now. We are going to draw an energy card token. I'm being told token. So we're going to take a tarot token. We'll bring one forward here. And we'll flip it over together. So we have Hermit. Excellent. On a Hermit token, that's all about sort of looking within, taking that time for introspection, being able to see that, like I said, with this Ten of Swords, exactly like this Ten of Swords, yes, it was a disappointing ending. Yes, it was hurtful, but it actually benefited you in the long run to not have this king's energy around, this sort of like siphoning off your energy, living off your love, breadcrumbing you, dragging you along, breaking promises over and over again. This is not someone you want in your life. You deserve better than this. You don't need this person's shit. And having them gone opens up space for somebody who actually does deserve to be there. And I do feel like being able to see it in that way is going to help with letting go and moving on and moving forward. Alrighty, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like, that subscribe. It definitely helps the channel grow. Take care, everyone.